Hey, what's up, nerds? My name is Bubba, and I'm joined by my bestie in the whole wide Westie, Matty Wambier.
Hello.
And
Good
you
morning.
are watching and or listening to Beard Bros with Matt and Bubba in the morning.
It's not the Christmas episode, although it looks like this is unplanned. Red and green. Here's over here. Red and green.
It's Christmas in August.
Christmas in July-August. Well, it's like Gen Con's kind of like Christmas for nerds because you get to go and like buy yourself a bunch of presents and open them yourself. And yeah. So we're
Christmas.
celebrating Christmas on August. What is it? 11th.
Today. The year of our Lord. This one.
Yeah, is this the Christmas episode? It is. Yo, so much going on right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks for all that.
Yeah.
The gifty subs, everybody enjoy. We got Comics on the Cross, DJJ Shane, Booish, Jay Live. Hey, Jay.
Olympian. There you go. Yep.
Hey, we met Olympian at Gen Con.
We did. He's like the fastest moving person I've seen. Like he had a plane, he was on it, and he was like, pew, 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 pew. Like
he's also
almost
very
like
tall.
Quicksilver, taller than me. Yeah. Not many people are taller than me.
Is he taller
world.
than you?
He is. I think. Real fast, just tell me how tall you are in the chat. I'm almost 6'3".
I'm 5'11".
Come on.
I mean, when I'm my tippity tallest, I'm 5'11".
When you're wearing your big shoes.
I'm a 5'10". It's like he's a 5'11", but he's short. You know.
Yo, all the hype train is just happening here. There's just so much going on. I haven't streamed in a long while. It's been months.
I know.
I missed last week's free play and like it's like sensory overload right now.
You did. You missed our season opener.
I did.
Old salty dog you. But hey, we're back now.
We did it. Yeah, and today we're talking about not Christmas. This can be the Christmas episode if you want it to be.
It's kind of Christmassy.
Well, you can like plan for Christmas, like whatever you're gonna buy yourself or your loved ones or your hated ones or whomever you're buying for.
People you're trying to apologize to.
Yeah, people need games. And Bubba and I had a chance to go to Gen Con this last week, which seems like so long ago at this point, but it's only been 4 days, but it seems like so long. Even today, Bubba was like, "Oh, it was just a couple days ago." I'm like, "It's Thursday, man." Like, oh,
yeah, check yourself for COVID. That was
Thursday.
The conversation we were having.
I don't have any. I'm good.
I don't have it yet, but who knows?
I think I came down a little con crud. I did take a COVID test this morning just to make sure I'm free and clear.
Fresh as a daisy.
Fresh as a daisy now. I took some cold med, but I feel better. I had to be ready for this.
I do need to apologize real quick to Chris Mikesel. Yeah, thank you, Gabigan, for all of the gifty subs.
Oh,
Aaron, enjoy. Hunter Fam 2021, Spars 324, Clemson Lady 0322, and Jakuta.
Jakuta.
Oh, Jakuta. Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever you want it to be. What were you gonna say?
I do need to apologize to Mikesel. So there's kind of a running joke between Mikesel and I and several other people that every day is his birthday. And so he sends me this message and he was like, "Hey, you could get me what is it, like comfort creatures, I think, or creature comfort, whatever the name of the game was."
Campy creatures?
Because not campy creatures. And he was like, "For my birthday." And I'm like, "Ah ha 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 ha. I'm not getting you no dang game. Every day's your birthday. Nice freaking try." And then Mr. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, sends me a direct message and says, "It is in fact Michael's birthday."
Oh man.
And then I pretended like I didn't see it.
I remember a few years. I thought it was last year that he asked us to pick him up. Dinosaur Rollin' Right, I think it was.
Roaring Right, yeah.
Roaring Right.
Yeah.
But I also thought that Gen Con was not in August last year. I thought it was later.
Yeah, it's usually the weekend between, like the overlapping weekend of August and July. It's the very first weekend normally in August.
Well,
I know
that's
that
why
because I always miss
that,
Levi's birthday, which is on the 31st of July.
Did you make it this year?
I did.
Are we?
Yeah, because we didn't leave till the 4th.
Yeah, there we go. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Well, when he said it was his birthday, I thought he was fooling. So maybe he lied to us last year, and it's all coming out.
I think he
now.
lied on the internet. Like, this is the long con. Like, he thought he was going to get a game.
Oh, it was a retroactive gift last year. Okay, there it is. That's where I was confused, and I even said it's not his birthday. Hey, we're not here to talk about birthdays much anymore. I guess we can talk about whatever you want.
Unless your birthday is a Christmas, right?
It was your birthday last year at Gen Con? Was it not this year too? You all are like, you all need to stop having birthdays. I can't remember anymore.
Who can tell?
Hey, so I think just like a little housekeeping here before we go into our list. Bubba, you're gone next week, right? You're at a camp?
I am. Yeah, I actually leave on Saturday.
Yeah, so there'll be no Matt and Bubba next week. Probably no free play next week, at least not on the Twitchiverse. We may record one just to put on the interwebs. Kate and I aren't really great doing it by ourselves. We've proven this many times. But so you're getting a little taste of things to come. Bubba and I are going to keep coming at you with 13 games that blank as long as we can. Aaron doesn't think it's we don't want to see our top 13 games. Like we typically try to bring you like 13 family games or 13 games under $10 or 13 games, or I guess $13 will be said.
13 games that are actually 13 games.
Yeah, so we're going to do that as long as we can. If you have 13 games that we should explore, let us know. You can send an email to fill in the blank,
exclamation point producer.
For exclamation point producer. There it is. Aaron doesn't think this is a very good model.
Sustainable model.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. We're going to run out of ideas. So far, so good. We've probably done at least 13 episodes, right?
We can go check. I think I agree with her, but as long as this has some legs, we'll go ahead and do it.
Now, in the future, we may start doing some breakdown episodes where we talk about specific games. That's not happening this week because Gen Con just happened. We may do some minutes of a show talking about fill in the blank game, and then we'll talk about 5 games that do such and such.
Yeah.
But that's all for the future. That's future Matt's problem, future Bubba's problem.
Oh, 100%.
Today it's Christmas, and we're going to talk about our 13 games from Gen Con. There are a lot.
You ready
of
to
games.
get into it?
I
or
think
you want to
so.
kind of preface a little bit?
There are too many games in the world, and I made this is my own problem, and I'm gonna accept responsibility.
Oh, okay.
During lockdown, where less games were being produced, and the whole shipping issues they're starting to kind of come out of it now. Shipping issues were happening. There were less games in the world that you could play, less new games you could play in the world. I didn't do my due diligence and play through all the games I could then. And now I'm trying to play catch up on some of those games. And 250,000 other games are already on their way. And I'm never going to catch them all. I'm never going to find them all. And I'm learning about myself. There are certain games I don't like, and I don't have the mental bandwidth to play. So
then you go to Gen Con.
And then you go to Gen Con and you're like, I didn't even know I wanted to play this game.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then I did. And then you do, and you're like, now I can see why people want to play this game.
One of the hardest things for me at a convention, okay, especially like a tabletop convention specifically, right, is you can do all of the pre-work ahead of time, which I never do, but you could theoretically do all of the pre-work ahead of time. Find all the hotnesses, follow all the blogs and forums, get on all the nerds' Twitter and all that jazz, okay? And then you're going to get there and things are going to kind of flip on their head because there's going to be some new game out there that nobody saw that had a demo that just caught fire. Yeah. And I think we have one of those on this list. But to me, it's the best laid plans of mice and men. Some of the stuff that's not on our list, there is a brand new Bop It button.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that didn't make the list because I don't necessarily know that it needed to make the best of Gen Con list, but it was an experience that was really like fun and, kind of exciting.
Bubba crushed it. Like, if you all know the Bop It, it's the 25th.
I said it, Gen Con 2022 world record.
If you all remember the Bop It that came out, 25 years ago, it's the 25th anniversary.
I don't have my little
they're releasing a Bop It button. This wasn't on our list, but we're going to talk about it anyways. The release of Bop It button. It's just a button that says Bop It. And then the Bop It will say Bop It or don't Bop It. And so you need to Bop It every time it says
Bop It.
Bop It. But it will try to trick you. So it will say don't space. Bop It. And so you have to really be listening. You just have to tap it every time. So Bubba just knocked it out of the park. He won himself a mini Bop It. You have that handy? No, it's somewhere.
The mini one, I don't have. I have it in the other room. I just don't have it on me.
Yeah, Bop It. Don't Bop It. It was fun. I'm awful at it because they were trying to get me to do other stuff while I was doing things. They wanted me to bop other people.
You were the content that they needed.
I proved their point that I don't need to bop other people when it says bop it. I just need to like.
They stopped filming me for social media. I don't even know if it ever went up or not. They stopped filming me because it was boring, because I just kept going and going and going. And so I apologize about my prowess at the bop it button.
You really could.
We each have our roles to play. And then there was a tournament, like a bop it tournament. I've totally forgot about it until
I forgot about it until the next day. I was like, yeah, we missed that thing. That's the thing about Gen Con. We're talking about 13 of the games that caught our eye. But again, there were so many games, so many events, so many demos of games that weren't even out yet. Like, if you have not been to Gen Con, I implore you, if you like tabletop games, make it happen at least once in your lifetime, because you will love it.
Yes, no matter where it is. I know that in a couple of years they're talking about Gen Con maybe possibly moving out of Indy. It didn't start there, but it moved to other places. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens at Gen Con. There are panels, there are movie screenings that you can go to, there are events on and off campus. Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Indianapolis Colts play, fills up with people playing tabletop role-playing games and war games and board games and all sorts of stuff. It's nuts. And we barely made it over into, I think we walked over and peeked it.
Yeah, that's it.
That was about as far as we got. But there's so much to do at Gen Con, and we were there for 4 solid days and did not even come close to seeing all of it. Every year we go, there's an arcade room right across from the main exhibitor hall. Every single year I'm like, Matt, I want to go there. I want to go there.
And this year I said, it costs quarters. Do you have quarters? And he says, it doesn't cost money. I said, yes, it does.
And we never even looked. Validated?
Vilified, yeah. We vilified him.
We didn't vilify either of our claims about that room. But I don't know. Like we say, LTN says this about Gen Con, that it was a massive net positive for us. Like just a fantastic show. It was wonderful. Worked our freaking butts off. And by us, I mean our team. Did really great. We worked with Funko Games and Keymaster Games and absolutely slayed. So thank you to everybody that was on our team. And if you want to come on a trip with us, there are 2 ways that you can come on a trip with us for the remainder of the year. We've got one for Strong Tower Con in Milwaukee, greater Milwaukee area. But more than that, let's talk about PAX Unplugged at some point. Send me a message, send Frost a message. Would love to talk to you guys about coming and joining the team in Philadelphia at the very beginning of December. So well, hey, that was then, this is now.
We're here. Well, that's then, and this is where it was. And here's where we are. We have 13 games from Gen Con. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of expensive stuff there. The pretzels were not worth it, by the way. They were too salty.
Agree to disagree.
Way too salty. Hey, let's talk about these games. The first game was not on my list. You ready?
Hold on. Yeah, I was taking a sip of coffee.
You go ahead. The first game was not on my list. It didn't even cross my mind to look at this game. I saw the art and I was like, I don't think this game's for me. When I first saw it, I was like, is this just exploding kittens or what? And to me, the box art tells a lot about the game most of the time. But
it tells a lot about the game, but this one tells absolutely nothing about the game.
But it doesn't. This one's a cat in a box, because this is like Schrodinger's paradox, right?
Yeah, Schrodinger's cat. So it's the idea that there's a cat in the box and it has been poisoned. And so unless you look in the box, you do not know if the cat is alive or unalive. Okay. And so that is a very that is the dilemma. That's the dark part of it. This game deals with none of that. You could have almost stripped away all of that and it would not have mattered. But I think it was a pretty interesting theme. Cat in the Box is a trick-taking game, and it is the most unique trick-taking game I've ever played.
Yeah, it's like no other trick-taking game I've ever played. And if we say trick-taking games, we're talking hearts or spades, whatever you want to play there. We're talking, some people say euchre. The Crew didn't make our list this time, but The Crew is a trick-taking game. You're trying to play the top card of whatever suit it is. But the thing about this is, you see the cards there, they're black.
Yeah, they're the colorless cards. There are no suits. You see on the little board above it, there's 1 through 9, and you play different numbers with different player counts. But there's 1 through 9, and then there's 4 of each number on the board. But there are 5 of each number in the deck. And so every time you play down a card, you'll play down the card and then declare what color it is. That's how you say what the suit is. Once you do that, you take one of your little markers and you put it on the board to say, I'm playing the blue 3. It has been played. So here's the major difference, other than the other little like nuancy twists and stuff like that. In any other trick-taking game, and it honestly doesn't even matter what it is, most of it is secret information. You can't look through the pile. Nobody knows what anybody has. You don't know any information about what's going on. With Cat in the Box, there is nothing but information in your face the whole time. You know what cards have been played. You know what hasn't been played in each suit. The only thing you don't know is what people have in their hands. That's the only information you don't have. You know when somebody's out of a suit because the little punch boards with the 1, 2, 3 on it, that tells you if somebody has taken a marker off of blue that they're out of blue. Well, how can somebody be out of blue? They say
that they're out of blue. That way, typically they're trying to short a suit, or the red is actually the trump. If you play a red, that's the trump. So it definitely there's a lot of mind games in this one.
It kind of makes you make stupid decisions more often than not.
So stupid that I am terrible at this game. At least who I played with, I thought I was playing really wise, because in the beginning, in the beginning of the round, you will decide, and it varies depending on your player count, like how many tricks you think you're going to win. So in this case, 1, 2, or 3, and you'll put a little token on there. If you're able to win the exact amount that you said you're going to win, then your score starts to multiply based on where you've placed your pieces on the other board. So,
you get a bonus. So if you catch, let's say you bet 3 and you catch 3 tricks and 3 tricks only, then you're going to get those 3 points plus the largest cluster that you have of where your tokens are on that little board there. If you don't hit it, it doesn't matter. You still get 1 point per trick. But if you find yourself at a space where you cannot play, then you actually trigger the paradox. Okay.
Yes.
And then you go negative however many tricks you took. So I can't say enough good things about this game. I love trick-taking games. It's exactly what drew me to the crew and why we can't shut up about it most of the time. But anybody that wants to sit down and play Cat in the Box, there will absolutely be several copies of it at LTN Con in October. So come and hang out. And I'm going to take it to every one of my game nights. Because
I didn't pick it up because I was bitter, but I should have picked it up. I kept losing over and over. We played a few different nights, and I couldn't get more than 4 or 5 points, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm at 21 already. Oh man, that's great."
Oh, this whole thing
again. So hey, that's Cat in the Box by Bezier Games. 2 to 5 players, 20 to 40 minutes. It says 13 plus, but it's probably accurate, I would say.
It's because of complexity. I mean, you might have some smart kids, and that's totally fine. But I think 13's it's a good number. It's a good number.
Hey Al, I want to play Uno All Wilds at LTN Con. Have you seen that?
Wilds?
Uno All Wilds. Check it out if you haven't. I haven't played it, but I've seen people play it. It looks fun.
All right.
Yep. Hey, next one on our list is the longest name for a game. Disney Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliance. Now, this is based on
EX
the
Alpha
app.
Plus.
Yeah. This is based on the app Sorcerer's Arena, where you're taking Disney licensed characters and you're battling against each other. I've had a chance to play this 3 times over the past couple days with Margot and with Avon, and this, I would put this as a mix between War Chest, where you're trying to have a little bit of area control. There's a little you can't see on the board or on the screen here. There's 3 spots in the middle of the board that have crowns on them. You're trying to kind of control them, and if you control them, you get points. But it's also like a battle, and it kind of reminds me of Unmatched a little bit, where you're bringing a deck of cards. You choose 3 heroes in a 1v1, and they each have 10 cards in their deck, and you'll mix them all together, and you'll draw from there. You're moving around the board. You get points, like I said, by controlling those crown locations in the middle of the map, but you also get crowns by knocking out. They're not technically gone from the game. They get to come back on their turn. By defeating them, and each character is worth anywhere between 4 and 6 crowns. The cool thing about this is it's not like it's my turn and I can play any 3 of my heroes or villains. It has an initiative order that you keep track of along the side of the board. And so like it's your turn, but you get to play Ariel, and Ariel gets to do her few actions, and then it's your turn.
Do you set the order ahead, or how it's initiative?
You each secretly choose who you want on. You secretly choose your order that you want to play your heroes in, and each hero has a number on the bottom of theirs. Okay. And then that number determines you both reveal at the same time. Gotcha. Lowest number gets to be first on the initiative track, and you go every other on turn order. So super fun game. There's already a couple expansions out there, and I was talking to Amanda from the op, and she said, yeah, we have 180 characters in the wings that we're gonna have ready to go. And I was like, it's too many. She's like, yeah, well, people want it. Well, she's like, we probably can do 3 or 4 expansions every month. And I was like, it's too many. Please don't. So if you're going to get this game, I recommend to not Pokemon this thing. Don't try to catch them all, because you will be broke.
Are they going to piecemeal them? That would be the best for me.
I don't know what they're going to do.
So that I don't have to buy. If I wanted to spend $15 on a character or whatever instead of $40 on a set, know what I mean?
Well, the expansions were 25 and you got 3 characters, which I think's
okay.
That's pretty reasonable.
But there's so many.
There's so many, and you just want to make sure you're choosing the ones that you want. So,
all right, I'll allow it.
I did get one expansion, like a water theme. Davy Jones and Moana and Stitch were in it, and that was pretty cool. There was another expansion with Jack Skellington and other Halloween-y type people. I didn't get that one. So
how smooth is it play? Like,
it's fairly easy. Like, you move, you attack, you do your skill action that's on your card. Now there are a little bit extras beyond there. Like if you move, you can discard a card to move a little bit more, kind of like Unmatched. If you attack, you can discard a card to attack one more. And then each character has their own like cards, and each card will have like some text on there. So you can play those cards to do the text as long as it's that character's turn.
Gotcha.
So if you have an aerial card in your hand, you can play the aerial card and then do the text on that. And usually it's like attack or move or do some type of special action. It's smooth.
I got a lot of questions. We don't have time for me to ask any of these questions, but I have a lot of questions about it.
And the cool thing about this is they break it up as far as learning it goes into chapters. Like there's a 1 through 4 chapter where you can like start with very basic. And from what I've heard, if you just play like the very basic with your younger kids, it's a pretty easy pickup. Now with Margot, I was like, Margot, we're going to start right at chapter 4 because I feel like you're going to be able to handle it. And she did. It was really like it. If you've played Unmatched, if you've played other battling type games, you're going to be totally fine.
They don't have decks? This is my one question. Do they have decks or they just have the card?
Each character has 10 cards.
Okay.
And then if you're playing 1v1, you'll have 30 cards in because each character has 10. And you shuffle them all together. And then you draw blindly from there. So
I need to not buy this game.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It was my last purchase on Gen Con, and I've been like looking at it for the whole weekend. I was like, don't look at it. Don't look at it.
I freaking know. We had
Bubba sat down to play
long
game.
Conversations about, how much money is Matt's budget left and all sorts of things. And you literally came out and I was playing a different game and you walked over with 2 hands full of Disney Sorcerer's Arena Epic Challenge.
It was 2 boxes. Alliance. I had barely bought anything that weekend, and we'll talk about what I bought later. But that's Disney's Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliance. If you want a taste of it, just download the app. It's free. It's not exactly the same, but you'll get an idea of what you're doing there. So,
all right. Next
game, Not Turning Machine, which I had thought it was called the entire time.
Yeah, you did.
It's Turing Machine.
Turing Machine.
And that's a real word.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So this game is based off of the concept of the actual Turing machine that was invented. You know, one of the first actual computers. I know that sounds stupid when I say that, but like this you could plug things in, you know, codes into the machine, and it would solve problems for you. This freaking game does that, and it is bizarre how it works. Like, it is
people are
absolutely
too
bizarre.
Smart. Too smart.
You're like, oh, it's a fun little game. No, sweetie, it's not. This game is difficult, and you need a puzzly mind to be able to do it. Because what you're doing is you're trying to crack a 3-digit code in this game, and the way that you do that is you grab a blue, a yellow, and a purple punch card from that box up there, and then you take it and you check the code. Say you have, you know, 1135, whatever. You're gonna take that, line them up, put them on top of each other, and then you're gonna take one of those square cards on the bottom of the deck there that you can see on the table. You're gonna take one of those square cards and check it against the question that it's asking. I'm not even gonna try and explain all of the questions, okay? Because they're smart brain, big brain questions, all right? Your IQ, this is going to test your IQ. This whole freaking test, this game.
It's a really hard game to explain.
It's an aptitude test. It really is. And you're trying to guess the code in as few tries as you can, all right? So one of the guesses are, you may have, you know, like I said, 145 or whatever. And it may tell you, you know, square is greater than or equal to 3. Like, that may be some of the questions.
You take your little sheet and you mark down, square, which is typically the middle number, is the middle number.
Yeah, typically
will be greater than 3.
Yeah.
So you'll then write that on your sheet, like, and now I know that it needs to be greater than 3. And chances are you're not. They say you will not get the code on the first go. The fastest I've seen it gotten was after 2 rounds, and that was like a really easy scenario.
Yeah.
Our very own librarian knight here beat us.
She got it in 2.
Yeah. She got it, but after we stopped and like looked at it a little more, she just had it before we did. We had all the same information, but we stopped and we're like, I bet this is it. And then we got it too.
I got it immediately on the next one.
Yep. It's basically like a computer. It's a freaking computer. People are too smart, and this game, it doesn't make sense in my brain how they made it, but then you can play it and it's a fun game.
So on each one of the cards, you see there on the edge. So there's the middle board that tells you, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, that's just kind of that's just a spider, right? Like that's the matrix itself. And then you've got the card that comes off of that, the horizontal card. That's the question that's being answered. Okay, and then the card off of that, it has different colors on it. You match the colors. Okay, so if you want to play the purple side, that's a whole nother game. You want to play the blue or the yellow side, that's a whole nother game. And the crazy thing about it is that I don't remember exactly how many there are out of the box, like questions to be answered, how many codes there are. Maybe 25, maybe 50. I don't remember off the top of my head. But there are 7 million if you go online. Like, there is a Turing machine like website that you can go to, and you can randomize it. And it just gives you a brand new scenario. It tells you what cards to put out and all sorts of stuff. And then you check it against that. 7 million. This game,
so many.
You could play it. You could play it every hour for the rest of your life and not even scratch the surface of how many code combinations there are.
Looking in the chat here, is it like the inventor Alan Turing? Which makes so much sense.
Yes,
now that you say
that's exactly what this is. It's based off of that machine. It is the Turing machine, the game.
Not the turning machine.
Not that would be like a carousel would be a turning machine.
It would be like a car?
A Lazy Susan. Oh, okay. I got you. A machine that turns. So this was one of the games that I told you, like, I didn't see it really popping up anywhere. And maybe it did, but I just didn't see it popping up anywhere. But it completely sold out. Like, just off the shelves.
Yeah, Bubba was sad because they opened the door 7 minutes early, and Bubba was going to run over and grab a copy, and then they were gone.
I will say that Gen Con did that a lot. They opened the doors early, and so I was caught talking to exhibitors before the show opened, and I mean, they rushed in, and I missed it. So
yep.
yeah,
hey, so that's from
Turnip Machine.
Le Scorpion Mask, 1 to 4 players.
Yeah, it was like
20 minutes, 14 plus in the age. So there you go. That's Turing Machine.
It comes out in November, so
officially, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can pre-order it now. Next up is Acropolis, and this actually was in the same booth as Turing Machine, just on the other side of it. Now this game is from Giga Mike. 2 to 4 players, 20 to 30 minutes, ages 8 plus. This is the best way for me to describe this game is if you've played King Domino. This is like the next step in King Domino, where King Domino, you're laying tiles and connecting them and trying to match certain colors and certain regions with each other. This, you're going to be able to take these polyominoes, and you're also laying them out, trying to get certain combinations, but you're able to then stack them on top of each other. You can see here in the photo, there are different colors. There are some with stars upon thars. There's some without stars upon thars. And each color is going to score you points in a different way. So blue, I can't remember the exact way it works, but blue, I think is like the largest cluster. Yellow is like silo ones. Orange, red is like ones that are on the outside of the board, but you're not able to score those points unless you have stars on the board. So in this case, there's 1, 2, 3 blue stars, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this case, you'd score 21 points with the blues if they're a cluster combination. Pretty like simplistic, but overall can be challenging, just trying to find the right combination, because the way each round works is you're going to lay out, if you're playing 3 players, you lay out 4, I think it's 4 of those tiles, and then you're purchasing them. So the first one's 0 all the way up to 3 monies, or slate or rock or whatever they called it.
Yeah, and that's your currency in the game. That's your currency.
You're able to purchase or just take the free one, and it'll slide down as people purchase them. Really, like, it was. I went back to get it too, and it was gone. I was like, I should have picked it up. Like, I'm an idiot. Like, Bubba and I are trying to be better about how we spend our first couple days at a convention, because usually in the past we've just gone and then spent all of our monies, filled our bags, and on the first day, and then we're like, well, I guess we're just going to walk around now. So we're trying to be wiser about the games that we purchase and when we purchase them. So this one, thinking it wasn't going to sell out, like Turing Machine, they sold out, and you can't get them right now. Well, actually, I think you can get this one, but you cannot get Turing Machine until, like Bubba said, October. So if you need a step-up game from King Domino, or you're just kind of bored with that, like, and you want a little bit more, this is your game right here. Super fun, not that expensive either, which I thought was great. I think it was maybe 30.
No,
that sounds about right. 25.
I mean, the cardboard was pretty quality, and honestly,
cardboard.
It was just it's what you see here, plus like a scoring sheet and little gray cubes. Like, there wasn't a whole lot to the game.
No.
And yeah, once you get past the mechanic of like how it builds up and you can't overhang, and how you actually get stuff, how you actually get the currency, the stone, like, it's the game. I'm kicking myself because I should have bought it, because these are the kinds of games that I get to table more often than not. And so a game that you can teach in 2 minutes.
I pronounced Giga Mike wrong, but tell me how to spell it. Tell me how to say it, because in my brain, that's how I say it. And don't worry.
Be phonetic.
Yeah, don't worry. I think a lot of people spend their money that first day. I'm just like, my game room is absolutely jam-packed full. So I'm trying to be wise about which ones I'm going to actually get the table and play. And this would have been one of them. And I think all the ones in these lists would have been.
You and I are constantly talking about culling our collection. And so, like, we have to be careful about the games that we bring in.
Yep.
But I mean, honestly, this would have been a great game for the LTN library.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, absolutely.
We'll join it.
We're working on building an LTN library that we can travel to places. We'll have here in New Albany, we'll have a local community area where you can come and check them out and take them home or play them on site. So if you're watching and you're a developer, or you're working for a company and you want to send games to the game library, let us know. We can talk. Send me an email, matt@lovethatnerd.com. Cool. That's Acropolis. Next one, I wasn't on my list again. Wasn't on my list at all, but
at all. I didn't even know it existed.
Didn't know it existed. We went to the JW Marriott after the convention floor closed after dinner and played some games with friends. And one of our friends brought out Doodle Dash from Chillafox Games. It's 3 to 7 players, 15 to 20 minutes, ages 10 plus. You can probably do less than 10, honestly, if they can draw. But
the quick pitch on this, it's basically just one with drawing, with a speed mechanic built into it. So if you're familiar with just one, somebody holds up a card, well, I like that one that's right there. They pick a number, and then people write a word down, and you got to try and, that refers back to that word. And with all of the things going on, you have to guess the word, okay? This is... somebody holds up the card in front of them. They can't see the words on it. They pick a number, and then everybody starts drawing as fast as they can.
Yes, fast. So in this case right here, that frog is too good. But
it probably wasn't the first drawing,
right?
Like that,
right.
Yeah. So whenever somebody thinks that they have it enough that the person can guess it, there's like a yellow cylinder in the middle of the table. They just grab it. And then the next person that gets it, because the game's not over yet, the next person that gets it and thinks that they have it, they grab a die that only has, it's a D6, and it only has one red hand on it, on one side. And they roll until they get that red hand, and then they say, stop. And once they do that, then the first person flips it over, and the person guessing has their eyes closed, so they don't see this. Then they open their eyes, and they look at that first person's monstrosity of whatever they drew.
And they'll say, oh, is that... pajamas?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% it's pajamas. And if they get it, then that person gets a point that guessed it, and the person that drew it gets a point. If not, it goes on to the person with the die. And if they guess it there, it's the same thing. If they don't guess it on the first two people, then it goes to everybody else gets to show theirs, and the person gets to guess based on all the information that they have. And on that third one, everybody else that drew, that was a part of that, gets a point, and so does the other person, and the first two people don't. It's like, these party games are just perfect. Yeah. We played this with Manny Tremblay, okay, of Dice Throne. He does all the art for Dice Throne.
Mr. Artist of Dice Throne, yeah.
And we absolutely stomped him out. Like, that was just
I won.
That was my crowning achievement, was to get higher points than Manny.
I couldn't, honestly, I was behind. Okay, I won on somewhat of a technicality because they said the last one was worth 3 points, and I jumped.
Manny cheated.
Well, you cheated.
For you.
You cheated.
How did I cheat?
Bubba would draw and be like, huh?
I forgot. Yeah, that was a long night. I forgot about that.
Oh, Andy, let me know if you want to give some games to the game library. You just look me up.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, that's right. If I win, it's a good game. No, but it was fun. I was behind and I ended up winning, so it was good. I think you have to play with the right people too. But I think if you like party games, or if you like, we talked about Just One. Just One is basically the same thing. You're not drawing; you're just writing a word, and the person's not looking and trying to guess what the secret word is. So, this is Doodle Dash. Doodle Dash.
Just Dash Doodles.
Just Doodles Dashes. All right, next one on our list. You've probably heard of something similar to this, Gloomhaven or Jaws of the Lion.
Yep.
I have been avoiding playing Frosthaven because I backed it and I'm waiting for it to show up. If you don't know what Gloomhaven is or Frosthaven is, it's a massive dungeon crawler leveling up system. Imagine like D&D, the board game, with a 23-pound box that shows up at your door. And this one actually, Frosthaven might be more have more weight to it than it's bigger. So I know Gloomhaven was 23 pounds of like massiveness. And so we had a chance to chat with one of the ladies who was working the Frosthaven booth, who was their cosplay extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And she said that we should hop in on a demo. And I was like, I'm trying to avoid spoilers here. And she's like, oh, don't worry. This is a one-off scenario. There's no spoilers. You only get to see some of the new characters. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. I've played a lot of Gloomhaven, played through Jaws of the Lion. So I knew what to expect. Now, Bubba, you have only played Gloomhaven One time?
I played,
Ish?
I would say like 0.5 times. We started the initial Gloomhaven campaign where you're like in the dungeon, right there at the very beginning of it. We did not have a very intuitive group. People weren't like even interested in playing, I would say. Like they purchased it, so they were like interested, but not interested enough to learn the system, which does take some time because Gloomhaven plays different than any other game I've ever played. And so we made a lot of mistakes and things felt really clunky, and then we never came back to it. We didn't even finish that room, like that initial tutorial scenario. But this...
I'm sorry, you did say Gloomhaven, not Jaws of the Lion, right?
I have Jaws of the Lion, but it was Gloomhaven Prime.
It was Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
This, Frosthaven, and the scenario that we played was, I mean, the whole thing's made up, but this was completely made up. It was a non-spoiler mission.
Scenario, right? Yeah.
And so it was good because you could just go and do the thing and, whatever. And it was fantastic. Like,
it was so
playing
good
with people who knew what the heck they were doing, could explain any question I had on the card or in any engagement.
We even had to correct the person demoing to us because they were trying to tell us something wrong. But actually, I'm pretty sure like it's this way, but
yeah.
We
because
right.
You guys have played 9,000
I've played a lot. I played through one full campaign of Gloomhaven, one almost full campaign of Gloomhaven, another one, and then I've played through Jaws of the Lion. Now, I see in the chat here some of you have not played it and you want to get to the table. I would 100% recommend starting with Jaws of the Lion. It's 20 to 25 scenarios. They've streamlined the setup. They've streamlined the experience completely. It is so fun. And if Jaws of the Lion came out after Gloomhaven Prime did, so I'm guessing that Frosthaven will be very similar to Jaws of the Lion.
It felt smooth.
It did. Yep, it really did.
And I really liked having basically a DM for Gloomhaven, like Frosthaven. The guy that we were demoing with, actually, he like makes terrain and all sorts of stuff. Like he has a business that does. It was gorgeous. And so he was like, he played the monsters, and that was great. Like that was fantastic. Nobody had to worry about upkeep or anything like that. He just walked us straight through everything. Like, hey, we're doing this now. We're doing this. It was great.
It was great. So Frosthaven, I think, is coming out sometime this fall.
It's definitely coming out sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. I know things have pushed, shipping, there's delays, there's production delays. So I think fall is the targeted date. But legit, you can find Frosthaven you can find Jaws of the Lion for pretty dang cheap.
Oh, you can go pick it up at Target.
I think it was at Target for $15 not long ago. I don't think it still is, but you can find it cheap online. I would, if you want a dungeon crawling, like build your character up, level them up type of adventure, recommend that, and then get ready for Frosthaven. So,
and you can take your Jaws of the Lion characters into Gloomhaven and or Frosthaven.
Yep,
and so
absolutely.
Just carry that progression on.
So this is from Cephalofair Games, 1 to 4 players. I have played solo before. It is still very fun. 30 to 120 minutes. That is very accurate. It could be anywhere in there. It says 14 plus, but I think that's probably pretty accurate.
Ours was an hour.
An hour? Yeah.
We played in an hour.
It really depends on how much analysis paralysis people have.
45, I guess.
So, cool. That's Frosthaven. Next up, neither of us got to play this game. This is Twilight Inscription from Fantasy Flight Game. Neither of us got to play this, but we both have experienced Twilight Imperium 4 many times in the past. And so this was kind of the hotness.
I've watched people experience it.
Well, you've had enough experience that way. Yeah, you've probably better experience.
I'm gonna be real. Twilight Imperium TI4, real TI any number really, is not on my list. Is on my list of games that I'm just not interested in playing. That is a game that is
people really want to.
Squarely not for me. Here's the deal. I gotta really be trying to love somebody well, like I mean real well, to sit down and play a game of TI4.
I have loved one Christopher Gwaltney a total of 3 times by playing this game with him.
I don't know that I'm there yet with him.
Well, after 2 hours, I was really angry, but yeah. But
this is basically the roll and write for Twilight Imperium. That's kind of what it boils down to. It is as complex as it looks. That's about what I can tell you. Matt, you were saying that it kind of reminds you of Sonora from Pandasaurus.
Different areas, like different quadrants that happen when you do different things.
Yeah.
This is a roll and write. This is still an up to 2 hour long roll and write. So this is a deep roll and write. And I'm not sure if this is a roll and write, if it's more of a flip and write. I actually don't remember seeing any dice. Did you?
I honestly did not even get close enough to.
You didn't? Oh, I examined it.
When we were standing next to it, I was actually talking to the Delps from Tantrum House.
Oh, okay. But if you like Twilight Imperium, or you want, there are dice. I lied. If you like Twilight Imperium, and you want something similar to it, but not 9 hours long, this could be your jam. This definitely was the hotness. There were only a few copies every day. There are only a few copies given away every day.
Yeah, like legitimately, there were like exhibitors, influencers that didn't get a copy of this game because they just couldn't. Like that's how like in demand it was.
I'm guessing it'll be out for the mass market here shortly because they had it there. Yeah.
And I mean, the odds of this actually being at LTNCon, I guess, depending on when it releases, are fairly high. Yeah. So if it's out, it'll be there. You guys can sit down and play it and let us know what you think. Because, hey, Matt and I don't have to play every game. And we can't.
We don't. I want you to tell me what to play.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And you tell Matt what to play, and he's going to play Disney's Street Fighter EX Alpha, Sorcerer City. Yeah.
Turbo. Fantasy Flight games, 1 to 8 players. Like I said, up to 2 hours, 90 to 120 minutes, 14 plus. So peep it, make it happen. Let us know what you think. Next up on the list is Scout. Now, this is one of the purchases I made. This is from Oink Games. It's 2 to 5 players. It's only 15 minutes long. This is a
easy peasy,
very quick, easy game. I don't have a ton to say about it, but you have a hand of cards in your hand. You're trying to lay out either similar numbers or consecutive numbers, but you can't rearrange your hand. So you're going to be taking from your hand, and your hand will then shrink, and you'll be adding to your hand. So once you add them, you've added them. Also important to notice that the bottom of the card also has numbers on it. So you can put them in your hand either way. So it kind of like gives a little bit of a difference. Oink Games make a bunch of like small box games. Like this one is probably like 4x2, 5x3, somewhere in there. Like pretty 5x2, probably a 5x2.5, I'd say.
Some by some, yeah.
Yeah, definitely an easy game to throw in your bag. Are these the same people that make Fake Artist Goes to New York?
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
What were you thinking I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say the Octopus Crash, because I asked that and the answer was no. That's not them.
Well, they make this game, and if you need a quick, easy game, I think this one ran $20. Like that's kind of a lot, but it's very it's a quality.
It is a lot game. for what it is. It's a card game.
Yeah, quality small game.
But this was also one of the hotness. Like, no joke.
They do Deep Sea Adventure. They do Fake Artist Goes to New York.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of different games that people love. So if you want a small box game to travels well, this could be your jam.
Yeah. Play it and let us know what you think.
Please. Okay, next one up. USPS, the Great American Mail Race. This one was on our lists for a lot of reasons, because Silver's own husband here works at the post office. We want to make sure we had a chance to look at this. I have received mail before, so I wanted to see how it was done.
What a shocker.
On a board game. Yeah. Bubba, you had a chance to play this a couple times, right?
Oh, man.
Or at least 1.5 times, sort of.
This game excited me way more than it should have. So first of all, the booth for this game was a mail truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Where are the games? The games were in the back of the mail truck.
We walked up to the booth and you're like, oh, they must not be selling it because I didn't see it anywhere. But they were in the back of the mail truck.
They were there the whole time, right there in front of us. And so, they wore actual legitimate mail uniforms too. And this game is licensed by the United States Postal Service. And you're like, well, that's kind of weird. Why would anybody do that? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
Because they can't keep raising the prices of stamps, okay?
But yes, actually, they can.
I mean, they can, but they don't want to. They're trying to help.
This game should have came with a sheet of forever stamps. That's what it should have done.
That's
right
what
it should have done.
That's the promo. You get it at the con. You get a sheet of forever stamps.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Instead, I got stickers and a plush potato, which I'm not mad at.
Fine.
Cool. But this game, you're basically, you are the United States Postal Service, and you're like picking up and delivering letters and parcels, and you pick up postcards along the way. Different routes that you can take. It's kind of a Ticket to Ride-esque, but there's a lot more like public information about where people are going, what they're doing.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play. I watched a little bit. I was chatting.
And there are different ways that you can go. So you see there on the cover, there's the Pony Express, there's train, there's a mail truck.
Hot air balloon?
There's also hot air balloons, rockets, all sorts of stuff. It's gnarly, the stuff that you can do. And the game is super fun because you get like a little, your score sheet is a little mail ticket. And that blue mailbox there is a punch. And so when you finish something, you punch it and you get a little red check, and it's so satisfying.
It feels good.
It's so satisfying. I loved this game. I even went, I had questions about some of the stuff, and so I went back to the booth later and sat down and did a demo with one of the people that was doing the demo there, and talked with them about strategy for this game. And it just, I love it. Like, it's the right weight for people that I play games with.
Yeah.
Severely under, the Gloomhaven kind of bar.
This is about the same.
But absolutely. Yeah. The Great American Gloomhaven. And so, but it's high enough that there is strategy involved, And so I don't know. I love this game. Several of us came home with this game.
Yeah. And
several of us did.
August 20th, Aaron and I will be playing it live here on Twitch for you all. We would love to give you an in-depth look at the game, hang out with you, because co-optional's coming back.
Yep.
We're going to be doing a bi-weekly 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Are we on Daylight? Standard? Whatever we're on. We're on Eastern Time. We'll come at you every other week. So prepare your bodies for that. We'll make sure you get more information out there for that. And a pretty good price.
Oh, you paid 30. I paid 25.
Yeah,
I got it on Sunday.
You could have paid it. Was it 25? That was 20 on Sunday.
Whatever. I paid bottom dollar for it. Whenever it was.
Okay. Yeah. Luke got it for 25. You got it for 20. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, and then we had a whole case of it because Keymaster did trades, and I walked over to the booth, and Kyle Key of Keymaster was like, "Oh, you bought that? I could have just given you one. I've got a whole case of them."
Whoops. Well, thanks for the heads up. So hey, that is USPS, the Great American Mail Race. Big Potato makes this game 2 to 4 players, 45 minutes, ages 10 plus.
Bless up.
So you can watch
this one?
More of that. This right here, I honestly, I should have told you to maybe put a photo of us with Bigfoot on here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time.
Hey, this is Bigfoot Roll and Smash, and it's exactly like it sounds. You are creating a track, a run, a monster truck run with different obstacles, jumps, smashes, crashes, drive-bys.
So much
not
fun.
those kind of drive-bys, like just like you're driving on
by. You just drive by things. Yeah, got
it. So you're making a run on this track here, and you're moving your Bigfoot truck or Snakebite or whoever else, not Gravedigger. Don't get any ideas. Different companies.
No. And the Bigfoot family.
The Bigfoot family through this, and I don't think you can see it on here, Bubba. The wheels. No,
this is just the GIF of the board setup.
So this is the board setup. But the awesome thing about this game is you're not rolling dice. Yeah, go ahead, Bubba. Grab it. I'll keep talking.
It's right here.
You're not rolling dice. You're rolling something else, and this is the first time I've ever seen
boxes.
Yeah, the box is massive. I did not expect it to be that big. It's not quite Gloomhaven size, but it's huge.
Dude.
Yeah, you're rolling something else. Bubba's going to show you. You're rolling tires. You're rolling tires as your dice, as your placement. So able to roll 4 of these giant monster truck tires. They're squishy. They're awesome. And whatever you roll, it's depending on how many cards you're able to play, how much currency you have to purchase different ramps or 360s or 180s or whatever. I know that buildup is huge. I was just waiting. It was so much fun. It was awesome. The little monster truck pieces are, yep, there you go. Thank you, Bubba. You want to zoom up on you?
I don't have it
messing
set
up.
No,
Never mind.
Maybe tomorrow.
Do this on your screen. Do weep, weep. You can zoom up.
Here, let me get Bigfoot because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, the game is just so much fun. It's like one of those what do you call, like, program? You're programming your run. Yeah, there it is. Old Bigfoot. That's not the Bigfoot. That's like one of the different Bigfoots, right?
No, it's Mr. Bigfoot.
Mr. the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think that is different Bigfoot.
This was the one that was there.
Oh, really? Maybe I'm wrong then.
I have the smaller one.
There's too many big feet.
I mean, look at how detailed that is. I don't want to be a mark, but also, like, these things, it's like squishy. Like, that's what he was telling us, was that, like, the plastic that they use is like a rubberized plastic, and so it feels really good in your hand. It doesn't feel harsh. It's still sturdy, but like it's got give to it.
Yeah.
And so, which makes sense, because when you see monster trucks go, they're all over the place.
They're rubbery plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, they're plastic.
Yeah, there are 2 different versions. There's like one that there's like
the other one.
Lady Bigfoot or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe that was the expansion. I can't remember. There's more coming. There's absolutely more coming from this game, and this will be one that we'll cover coming up in the future here as well. Whether that's, there you go. I think one's. I think the one on the right's the Bigfoot. The other one is Biggerfoot. I need to look this up.
Well, one of them's older. I'm not a monster truck boy. I said
look in look in the instructions if you have them. They'll tell you. Yeah, but we'll have coverage of this coming up, whether it's Aaron and I or Anna and Bubba. We'll make this happen.
It's at my house.
Sure. So it won't be me. It'll be Anna and Bubba.
You coming over?
It depends on when we do it. If you brought it here during LTN Con, the small one is regular Bigfoot. There you go, and the other one is like mega Bigfoot. It's something else, like Bigfoot 1986 or Bigfoot. I can't remember the name.
It's venomized Bigfoot.
Anyways, this is from XYZ Game Lab Incorporated. 1 to 4 players, 45 to 75 minutes, ages 8 plus. Bubba and I actually tied on the play, but he got the tiebreaker because he did more 360s in his final run. So congratulations to Bubba.
Yeah. So if you want to win, just do 360s.
Venom, snake venom.
I was snake bite. I was snake bite. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, next one right here. I didn't get a chance to play, but this was on my list to check out. I was chatting. Venn, like a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
It's from the op. 2 to 99 players, which I'm not sure how they do that many, but
it doesn't, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but can you really get 99 people around a table watching you put down cards?
No. So, like, for instance, if you wanted to play online or with a room of people, you could do that. It's going to get super chaotic and whatever. Like, if you just wanted people to, hey, when you have it, buzz in or whatever, like, you could do that. But basically what happens is you've got this tracker. You see it on the right-hand side, 1 through 12. That just tells you there are words associated with each one of those numbers on the cards. And so you're going to have a card in front of you that has 3 words on it, 3 numbers rather. And then you try and get people to guess those words by taking these gobbledygook fever dream cards and placing them down in different spots. So think of a Venn diagram. Venn diagrams, if you don't know, they overlap, right? So like things are shared. So you can put things in the blue, squarely in blue. This only represents this one card. So you establish the 3 different words as best you can in those different areas, and you can keep playing cards until people guess stuff. Once you've established that, then you can do overlap between the 2, hey, this talks about the blue word and the red word, blue word and the magenta word rather. And then you can also do that with all three of the colors. And if there's one that does all three of them, you can put it right there in the middle. And so you can have a bunch of cards out there. We didn't get that far because we didn't need to, but some of those words get pretty difficult. Like I had dull as one of my words, and there's so much going on every card. It's kind of hard to get dull. But the beauty is that people can see all those words on the side. So it's a really fantastic party game that has a little bit of thinking involved in it. But I love those. I love those games that are like social deduction and stuff like that. This is very Mysterium to me. Scratches a very similar itch.
Oh yeah,
that Mysterium does. Because as I'm laying the cards down, I can't talk. I can't say jack or squat. I can't even nod when somebody says the word. The way that I let people know that the thing that they said about that was correct is I do not put another card down on top of that one.
Right.
Unless somebody says something stupid and changes, the word. But it's fun. Played it. I don't necessarily recommend playing with strangers. This is not a game for strangers.
You did really well though.
Yeah, but it was fun. I loved it. It was really great. And I would recommend, this is from the Op. Fantastic game. I almost picked it up. I was like this close to picking it up, but it's good that I didn't, because if I had picked it up, it would not have fit in my bag. So providential.
We have several games from the Op on this list.
They're kind of doing great here. And we got a couple more games to get through, so we're not gonna rush through these, but we're gonna land the plane here.
Yep. Hey, next game. We've spoken about this one before. Green team wins.
We finally got it.
Finally got a copy of it because it took forever. It just kept selling out, and it sold out again. But we went day one. Yeah, we went day one. We got a fanny pack. That
was the first game I bought.
It was the first game I bought as well. Yeah, the first game I bought as well. I did get a promo. Chad, I tried to get you a promo, but they were sold out.
I got promo.
You got that promo?
I got two of them.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that promo. I'm talking about Marvel United.
Oh, okay.
Did you get that promo? No, I got that promo.
I gave it to you.
Yeah, someone else had to ask me for it early. Yep. Chad, sorry, I was going to give you a promo, but it didn't work out. Sorry. Anyways, we're not talking about that game. We're talking about Green Team Wins. This is a party game from 25th Century Games, 3 to 12 players, 15 minutes long, ages 10 plus. You can play it with younger kids, because I have already at home. As long as they can write a number, you're good to go. So the way this is going to work, there's going to be, you're going to choose, I think, 3 or 4 cards from each of these categories, best of 3, this or that, or fill in the blank. You'll shuffle them, you'll flip a card out, and you will say, hey, what flavor should green be? And then everyone secretly will write lime, apple, watermelon. Now, this isn't necessarily what you think the answer should be. Like in my case, when I hear green, I think green should be lime. But I'm going to suppose that it's possible all of you in the chat would say apple. So I'm going to write apple because I want to be on the majority team.
Yep.
And if you're on the majority team, surprise, you're on the green team and you get a point.
Surprise.
If you already were on the green team from the previous round, for previous turn, you get 2 points. And that's the game. Like it is so like straightforward, easy, funny. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I like it. We've been playing it. You can make this up. You don't necessarily, that's the beauty of a game like this. You don't necessarily need the game in order to play the game. But it helps, and you should go buy it because the prompts that they have in there are wonderful and great and fantastic. But this game is absolutely a part of my every game night repertoire because you can play with a billion people.
Yeah, you can play with more than 12. I think 12 is what it said. But we played a couple conventions ago where
that's how many dry erase boards are in the
right. We were like drawing on the table because it was a plastic tablecloth. It was fine. But absolutely worth it. I think it was $25.
Oh yeah,
there are tons of cards.
Yeah, Chad was saying that they cannot. The 25th Century Chad was saying that they cannot keep it in stock. Like they're actually having to short other orders for distributors just to have copies for like conventions and stuff like that. So,
and if you order it from the website, which looks like Silver did, you will get a copy of it. They're prioritizing those orders. So
absolutely. And get a fanny pack because they're freaking dope.
Yeah, I'm a fanny pack guy now. But Aaron told me I should wear it over my shoulder, like on my back, if I don't want to wear it on my fanny.
Derek was doing that, and
he was, and I kind of liked it.
No, don't. You got to be the change you want to see in the world, Matthew.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it both ways. Chad, I'm sorry. It was a Juggernaut. The promo was Juggernaut as a good guy you could play. Yeah. Like he has all of his promo cards. I went back to get you one.
But Chad, please stop pretending like you're gonna play that game. Okay.
You would never be Juggernaut, right?
I'm the Juggernaut.
Hey, we have one more on our list here of 13 games that caught our eye at Gen Con. And
you already know.
As a surprise to no one, it's the crew. No, it's Marvel. Marvel Dice Throne. Marvel Dice Throne from the Op. This is game number 3 from the Op / Roxley. 2 to 6 players, 20 to 40 minutes, ages 8+. Bubba, you were saying that. No, you and I, we've loved Dice Throne for many moons here, many moons. But you were saying that you're finding it easier to get people interested in Dice Throne because of the characters in Marvel Dice Throne.
I've got a very bold statement about Marvel Dice Throne, and I think that at present this is the final form of Dice Throne, right? I think that it plays well. I know there are a lot of people that are like, it's broken, it's unbalanced. I've played a lot of Marvel things that have Marvel licensed in different areas, and those characters are just crazy overpowered and broken, and you don't get to play them against other things. This you can. You absolutely can play it against the other characters from, Marvel Dice Throne, seasons 1 and 2 and all that stuff. Like, it's one of those deals where people want to play as Thor. They want to play as Miles Morales. So if I'm like, hey, do you want to play Sorcerer? Do you want to play Pyromancer and Treant? And they're like, no, I don't think that I do.
Who buddies that? Yeah.
Yeah. People that know the game and know the mechanics are like, heck yeah, I want to play all the characters. I want to try that. But if I'm like, hey, do you want to play Thor versus Black Panther? They're like, I thought you would never ask. And so it's just so easy. Every time I've played it, and I played a lot of Dice Throne with people. Let me be real. Over the years, I've played a lot of Dice Throne with people. This has been the easiest for me to get to table because the MCU rules the universe right now. It's the biggest thing in this multiverse. And so getting this to table is not difficult. And people I've seen will stick with the game to the end or longer if they're having a hard time with it because of the character and the world that it's in and all that stuff. And so it's super great. And I think that this was a very smart move on Roxley Dice Throne's part to do this. And it's just so smooth, man. I like every one of the characters. There's not one that I've been like, I
haven't had a chance to play Black Widow yet.
Ooh, she's fun, dude.
Is she? Need to make that happen.
She's fun.
She's real punchy. If you are coming to LTN Con, we do have a couple of copies to give away, the Kickstarter copies to give away.
Are we giving them away, or are they part of our library? Because we need to keep at least
one of them in the library. We have one in the library.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Chad, it was the full Kickstarter version of the game. You can get there. Yep. At least that's what it looked like. Thor's hammer was the.
Oh yeah, it was the full battle box, all that stuff, and they had all of the cool bells and whistles there too. They were showing off the metal dice for Krampus. They had
they were
dice
too
trays,
nice.
sleeves, all the stuff.
Those dice. Ghost. I don't know who you are. I don't recognize your screen name. Who are you? If Luke taught you to play at Gen Con?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I'm glad he did. Do you know who it is?
I do.
Okay, well, tell me if you want to.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Hey, get this game because it's so fun. I think that's it.
Did we do it?
I think so. So do you want me to give you like a quick rundown again here?
Quick rundown, me bro.
Cat in the Box by Bezier Games. Disney's Sorcerer. Bezier? I took French
like
a couple times.
Curve. Yeah.
Okay. Disney's Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliance from the Op. Turing Machine from Le Scorpion Masque. Acropolis from Gigamic. Doodle Dash by Chili Fox Games. Frosthaven by Cellofair Games. Twilight Inscription by Fantasy Flight Games. Scout from Oink Games. USPS The Great American Mail Race from Big Potato. Bigfoot Roll and Smash by XYZ Game Lab Incorporated. Then from the Op, Green Team Wins from 25th Century Games, and then Marvel Dice Run from the Op / Roxley. There you go.
So good. Like that, guys, that's a solid list. Now, I will say there are a lot of crunchy games.
Oh, Jason, hi. Okay, that makes so much more sense now.
There were, wow, he just doxed himself. Look at that, just threw it out there.
It's fine. All right, send him a letter.
There were a lot of crunchy games that didn't make our list. Here's what you need to know about Matt and I. It's not that we don't like crunchy games, okay? Let's get in closer. It's not like we don't like crunchy games, okay? It's that we're trying to look out for everybody, for the most people that we absolutely can. And we know that not everybody plays crunchy games. And if you're trying to get new people into the hobby, you need games that have familiar themes or cool mechanics or what have you that will draw people into the hobby. And then once you got them, then you Gloomhaven them. Then you got them. But we get it. We understand. And you guys are going to go buy all these games anyway. We did not demo Skyrise. We did not.
It was there. I looked at it. I peeped it. Turing Machine, I wouldn't call it a crunchy game. That's a thinky game. That's a real.
We tripped into Turing Machine.
Yeah, that's a. I wouldn't call it crunchy. There wasn't like a lot of fiddly bits to it. Like a lot of like
it's puzzly.
Like, it's just it's a puzzly thinky type game. So really, you could do it. You're working with yourself here. So, there's a lot of games we didn't talk about, and chances are we'll probably speak on other games that were at Gen Con.
Yeah.
At future Matt and Bubba in the morning post convention life, 13 games.
Oh yeah.
So, you may have backed Skyrise. I wanted to. I just
next time.
Money and whatever.
Yeah. Next 2022, I'll back it. I promise.
Hey, we're gonna continue to do these weekly, minus next week. If there are 13 types of games or 13 whatever games that you want us to discuss, please ! Producer there in the chat. Yep. We would love your ideas because typically I come up with them. Bubba does some, but usually I'm like, hey, we're doing this.
I do the bare minimum.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But also mark your calendars, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on August 20th. Aaron and I, co-option, will be back. We're actually going to be right back here. I'm going to have the table set up right here. We'll be right here in this very. I think it's going to work out best that way. Now that I'm not gainfully employed somewhere else. So we're going to work that out. So I think it's going to be right here, at least for now. We'll be playing USPS, the Great American Mail Race, if you want to see it in person.
Very excited.
Aaron is very excited to come back. I'm very excited to come back. If there's a game you want us to play on co-optional, let us know. We're going to try to do some giveaways, but we just honestly, it's expensive to ship stuff. So if you want to be the one who ships games for us and buys games for us, let us know. That it's a spiritual gift, right?
Honestly, like we gotta push this thing forward somehow. And one of the ways that you can do that is just like Matt said. Another way is you can partner with us. !partner or lovethynerd.com/partner. You can become a financial supporter, and we would love to have you. And we're looking for people that are interested in making a difference. If you have a little bit to give, that's great. We're really looking for people that have the means to make a difference. And so if that's you, come and talk to me. Let's hang out. Let's have a conversation. I would absolutely love to tell you about what it is that we do and why we would love for you to come and be a part of that team and help us make it better. Yep. But follow us on all the socials, ! Socials. If you're following us, watching here on twitch.tv/lovethynerd. And I think Luke is, nope, he's not streaming today.
No, hey everyone, take the rest of the day off, okay?
Yeah, we already
and
called
Bubba and I will be
you.
back tomorrow afternoon with the Free Play Podcast with Kate. to celebrate our 201st episode.
No, our 200th episode.
Oh,
our
okay.
200th episode.
That is not true. Somebody's 200th episode. So we're going to celebrate that tomorrow. If there's a favorite moment you've had on the Free Play podcast with all of us, Kate has put up a post on the socials. Find it. You can look for it at the Free Play podcast, and you can answer her question there, because we want to celebrate you all, celebrate this momentous occasion with high fives and winks.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to get out of here real quick before we leave. Do not forget to sign up for LTNCon if you're watching this in real time or listening to it soon. LTNCon is in October. Okay. So 14th, 15th. Did we decide that?
14th.
Yeah. So we want you to come and be a part of that. It's in Southern Indiana, New Albany, and at Sojourn, New Albany. We want you to come be a part of that. Sign up now. We've got swag stuff. You can pre-order our swag bundle right now, and you can get it before anybody else gets it and guarantee yours and pick it up at LTNCon. Also, we're going to be opening that up to everybody here pretty soon. But if you want to guarantee that you get one, now is the time to do that, because we do have limited numbers on some of that stuff.
And I will also say, if you do partner with us, like Bubba was talking about earlier, we actually have an extra day for you all where we celebrate you, dinner, games, hanging out with us. We'll give away some of the things we call the nerdies to specific people in the community. So, that's it.
And if you're looking for that link, you're going to want to talk to Tyranny or Luke. They've got the link, because right now it's closed to people who have signed up. But anyway, hey, we're going to get out of here. Stick around for the raid. But if no one else tells you this, please just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerds. Oh, bye.